Hey, 1973 podcast fans. My name is Dan Lacouture, former NHL player. Just want to give a shout out to my boys at 1973 for sending me this great jersey. Wear it with pride. Thank you again for sending it to me. Thanks again for having me on. I had a lot of fun. It was great to reminisce about the past and the years that I played and against a lot of the great players I played against and with that you've had on your show. It was a lot of fun talking about all those years. And for all the fans that are watching or listening, you can find their show on YouTube as well. And if you have friends that are wanting to listen, share the 1973 podcast with them. It's a great show. They have a lot of great guests, and I certainly enjoyed my experience with the show. So again, thanks for having me on, guys. Hopefully, see you guys around, and all the best. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, from Hollywood, almost live, it's your 1973 podcast, The Return. So, fellas, it's, as Brad would say, it's been a while. Brad, your cue?
It's been a while and I don't know the words of this song. Stain, go look it up.
Very good.
There you
So,
go.
lots to get caught up on. It's been a while. I got to start off this podcast with a little rant. It's the first year we missed a Halloween episode. We
We
missed it.
did. No
No
costumes,
Halloween
no movie
episode this year.
review.
That's always
Good
a
night.
it's a big seller. Gets a lot of views because people want to see us goofing off more than usual.
Yep.
So Ed, great
Yes, sir.
movie. The professor picked it this week. Take us into it.
All right. Well, hey, there. It's been a minute since it's been a while since I've read the copy here. So, like Jim Rome says, I'm going to be a little bit more of a reader today. Okay. So, hey there, podcast fans. Are you ready to show off your love for the 1973 podcast? We get over 20 different designs of t-shirts and hoodies that capture the essence of classic stuff. Whether you're a fan of the show or just love that retro feel, we've got something for everyone. From bold prints to subtle nods to your favorite personalities, each piece is made with top-notch quality in that timeless style you crave, perfect for lounging at home or making a statement out and about. And don't wait, our collection is flying off the shelves faster than you can say. Don't be cheap. Buy a shirt. Visit us now at buyfire.com and grab your favorites before they're gone. And check out the link below at 1973 Podcast T-shirt store on YouTube. Just click the link in below. Not bad for my first copy back, huh?
So the movie review last time was through the professor's eyes, and it was Trading Places. So we always start with who picked it. So Professor, take us in.
Going back to 1983 with this one. It was directed by John Landis, who, looking back, I forgot how many good movies he actually did. I mean, Animal House, American Werewolf in London, Three Amigos, which I forgot he had done, Spies Like Us, Coming to America. He did a lot of movies until the incident with Twilight Zone, which kind of derailed him for a while, but we won't get into that right now. Starred Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, he was a young Eddie Murphy. I don't know if first or second movie, I believe. Jamie Lee Curtis, and for all you youngsters, go look up Don Amici. The guy was in a lot of movies, hilarious. As he got older, he got more and more funny. Uh, it was about two characters. Don Amici and another man worked for a brokerage. They made a bet that and it involved Dan Aykroyd's character, who was a high-ranking executive, and Eddie Murphy's character, who was a hustler, street hustler, and they framed Dan Aykroyd's character, and while he was in jail, they especially for back in the 80s, I mean, it was they got away with a few things that nowadays with everything they would never have gotten away with. Uh I'll make it brief. I gave it an 8.3.
All right. Tom, get a tally for us. So
Yes.
Ed doesn't have to Ed math. That's a little little tough on the fellas, and
I'll
just
just
like
take my shooting socks off. Hold on so I can count.
So I'll take this one next. Love Trading Places. This was a must buy back in the day for the collection. I love the concept of the story. Young Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis. The story's great. They actually kind of brought the Mortimer Duke characters. What was it? Mortimer and what was the other brother's name? Do you remember?
Oh,
Was it Phineas and Mortimer Duke?
I don't think so. I
No.
don't think.
Anyways, it escapes me right now. But they had a small cameo in Coming to America when they gave him a donation, and they're like, "Hey, we're back." So they never really kind of, if you knew, you knew when you watched it. So just a great '80s comedy. John Landis, I was a big fan of his movies. Not so much Three Amigos, but this one I really liked. I'm gonna give it a 7.9 because I always thought it was like a must own in your collection. Phantom.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Every time we do like these throwback movies of like the 80s, it just reminds me of how much like they don't make movies like that anymore. It's like the only movies they make now is like these big production movies that's like everybody's going to see that movie. Like when Trading Places came out that year, there was probably like five great movies. But those like classic early, especially early 80s comedies, fantastic. You got like SNL style Eddie Murphy before he got a little off the rails. That part was great. The just for Shaggy, Jamie Lee Curtis's boobs. And I know that gave him 2 extra points right there.
But that doesn't. They don't look like those now, though.
They probably do.
I think they're a little enhanced. I think they're a little enhanced now.
But no, overall, definitely big fan of it. I'm gonna give it the straight 8.
Bradford, Trading Places.
I'm gonna nerd out on you guys a little bit. This movie came out. I was 1 years old, by the way. 1 years old. But this movie.
Internet.
This guy, Mr. Zeus, who represents God, and this guy, Mr. Nichols, who represents the devil. They kind of wager on Job's suffering. They kind of go back and forth in the story. And I feel like that's kind of what Trading Places is. Like Dan Aykroyd's character is Job, and he has everything, and he has to switch. And you have these two rich guys in the background pulling these strings and making wagers on how the story's gonna go. I'm a huge Dan Aykroyd fan. I love Eddie Murphy. This movie was like peak 80s. However, I just I never could get into this movie. Like from that era, I don't know why. I always loved those movies, Animal House, Ghostbusters, um, The Great Outdoors, stuff like that. I just feel like Dan Aykroyd is better when he has a fat, funny co-actor like opposite him in the movie, and I just feel like Eddie Murphy's better when he's just kind of like doing Beverly Hills Cop, over the top, outlandish, or The Golden Child, even, So I'm gonna caveat and say this in my top 15 of all-time comedies that I would recommend people to watch. This makes the list. However, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, and I'm kind of gonna go low with a 6.5. It's just not my jam.
Okay, time out. How do you
Sorry.
go 6.5 and it's in your top 15 comedy?
Because it is a movie that you have to watch, but it's not a movie that I say I'm not going to sit there with you and quote it. I'm not going to sit there and be like, it's the best ever. You're going to love it, bro. I'm just going to be like, bro, it's a must watch because of its stature and its classicness. I don't know how to say that right, but it's not one that like I'm ever going to be like, yeah, bro, you remember that part? No, I'm not going to do that. But if we sit down and watch Ghostbusters 1 and 2, I'm going to quote the whole fucking movie with you. You know what I mean? If we watch The Great Outdoors, I'm going to sit there and we're going to be like, hey, watch this part, buddy, And that's John Candy and Dan Aykroyd. I feel like in their peak, I think it's before John Candy passed away too, right? It was like pretty close, maybe. I don't remember. I was young. But anyway, this one just, it doesn't make my list, but I love it. all the same. 6.5.
I believe this movie came out the same year that John Belushi died.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. There you go. Way to bring up sad shit.
That's what I do.
Hey, just the facts, man. It's just the facts. You know.
Edford,
Yes, sir.
let's go. You're up, and it's your pick.
Well, I'm just gonna say this. Good movie. I forgot how funny it was in certain places. I had to go into the old handheld computer machine here. I have a hard time believing that Tootsie and Flashdance were better than Trading Places. I have a hard time with that. According to top movies of 1983. So I have a little problem with that. I did also find it was very interesting that Eddie Murphy was paid a lot more than Dan Aykroyd, and Dan Aykroyd actually kind of, he came a little bit later to the scene to getting paid. Overall, I thought it was like a 7.9, good movie, great flick, definitely watchable. I'll agree with you, Brad. Certainly not quotable for myself. Not like Three Amigos, not like Animal House, nothing like that for sure. But definitely entertaining. I'd have to say I'm going to go with my score. And the movie pick for the next time we get together for the Brain Trust, I'm going to go with Icarus.
Okay. Thomas.
Do we have a score from Shaggy?
Nope, Shaggy didn't weigh in this week.
Okay. Hold on a minute.
We're Italian here. We need to hear like typewriter sounds here and stuff like that.
Ding,
We need to
ding,
talk
ding,
to
ding, ding.
we need to talk about production. We need to talk to a production about this.
Well, you mentioned a movie, Tootsie, ahead of its time there, Phantom.
I like Tootsie.
If you've never seen it,
I don't like really like Tootsie, but I was like, good movie.
But is it better than War Games?
Ooh, shall we play a game? Thomas, you got a score on.
Yes, 7.72.
Hey,
7.7.
IMDb's at 7.5. We're like right in there.
What more can you ask for? We know our stuff, Brad. You think we know
We
our
should
stuff?
get paid for this. We should have a TV show just comparing our rankings to IMDb. Make that happen.
Everybody's just reading Wikipedia and basically coming up with a number there too. You never know.
1 week when we have a full crew, especially with Dennis on the panel. Make a note, Phantom, make a note, because you're going to weigh in heavily on this subject. When we do our movie review, we're going to bring up the legend of the popcorn bucket. That is podcast worthy. You will have the floor on that.
Oh, thank you.
Ed, do you remember the popcorn bucket?
Is this from a movie?
Nope, it's from My Old Man.
No, I remember the Elvis. I remember Elvis, but I don't remember.
No. The popcorn bucket was just a little precursor.
I don't think Ed was there for that.
Okay.
No, I don't think I was there for the popcorn button. No.
All right.
That might have been just me and you, actually.
Should we say Dennis was there? Definitely. I know he knows the bucket.
He knows the bucket.
So we'll pause that because it's good. It's legendary stuff. Kid friendly, mother approved. We'll hold that for another. We'll hold that for another pot. So, Brad, it's been
that may put Dennis over his macros though. If he has to eat a whole bucket of
no. This was pre-workout, Dennis. This was
okay. Pre-workout.
Yes, this was rotund, young rotund.
He would have licked the bowl back then.
Yes, this is true. Definitely true. So it's definitely been a while. Bradford, we talked during the week. I asked you for your wrestling rant. You have to bring us up to speed on all things John Cena winning the IC title in Boston, in his hometown. Thoughts on the current state of the wrestling business?
Man, I don't even know where to start. I've been thinking about it all week too. So on one part, WWE is ice cold right now. Like Raw, SmackDown attendance and viewership is at the lowest levels it's been in like 10 years. It is ice freaking cold. With that, the cost of attending those events is the highest it's been in 10 years, right? I think one thing Vince McMahon did very well is he understood the customer base. He got He priced them to appeal to people and got people in the seats. He was more concerned about having a packed stadium than making millions and millions of dollars off, because he was going to make money either way, right? Off merch, ticket sales, etc. He understood the business. So I think WWE is ice cold. With that being said, I want to be mad at the John Cena retirement tour so bad, because it's just like the most self-serving year I've ever seen of any wrestler in the history of the business. Like, get a retirement match, go out on top, say your goodbyes, unlace your boots, leave him in the ring, walk out, salute one time, cue the music, you walk through the curtains in Gorilla, your era is over. This dude is taking a whole flipping year. But at the same time, we're getting, like, I sat down and thought about it, we're getting everything we've ever wanted out of John Cena in this year. We got a heel turn. He beat Cody, became the greatest of all time. He's put out some bangers. That him and AJ Styles, and that was just like on a random Monday Night Raw. That was a banger of a match that'll go down in history. He's done all these matches with Randy Orton and whoever else and he does these little tributes to other wrestlers within the matches, and so it's some of his best work. But then he has to beat Dirty Dom for the IC title. Dirty Dom's the one good thing we have going right now in WWE. He's over. He's white hot. People love this guy. His matches used to be one that I would like kind of take a bathroom break on and go grab a drink or a snack or a potty break. Now I'm like tuned in because it's fun. He's exciting. He's funny. Like, he does incredible stuff. Light sheet, still, whatever it takes to win. He embodies Eddie and Ray. Like, he's phenomenal in the ring right now. And then they bury him so John Cena can become a triple crown. Like, a lot of people were happy about it. I was not. Not happy about it, right? But we are getting Cena's The Last Time Is Now tournament, which is weird as shit to me. Like, we gotta have a whole tournament just to pick his last opponent when we all know Edge and Jericho about to walk through them doors and there's about to be some shit go down. Like, let's be honest. If it winds up being Gunther, I don't think even TKO is that dumb. They're not. Like, it's gonna be somebody great. It's gonna be Jericho. It's gonna be Edge. One of those two. But I think just getting there, it's this. I'm not even for it, dude. This Last Time Is Now tournament. It's not interesting to me. Now AEW on the other hand, they're doing everything right. They're doing everything for the first time. We're gonna say that on the podcast. They're doing everything right. They're putting on bangers of PLEs. Their weekly shows are bangers. They're priced appropriately. They sent a lot of mid-card talent to WWE, but those guys are all getting buried on the roster. None of them are successful. Not a single one. They're either buried in NXT or they're just kind of flailing in the wind with no real direction on the main roster. So, except for Jade Cargill, who's like a champion now, but everybody's kind of, it's weird. She kind of sucks. I'm gonna be honest. Anyway, AEW, and then they have this blood and guts match that like is people are already saying is like match of the year type shit. I didn't watch it. I saw the highlights. I know how you guys probably feel about it. You guys probably feel the same as me. There's a lot of over the topness. It's getting redundant at this point. Like, I don't know. That's AEW. Tony Storm gets in the match, everybody's bloody by the end of it. John Moxley gets in a match, everybody's bloody by the end of it. Like, it's predictable. So I don't know, guys. Somebody get me off my soapbox.
If you guys could fantasy book that last Cena match, who's your guy? Who you put against him?
That is a good question. That is go ahead.
Sorry. If you're gonna do it old school, you should put somebody over that needs it. So I don't think that's why I don't think it should be Jericho or Edge, because neither one of them they don't need it. They're both on their last legs. If you're gonna fight them earlier, like he just did with AJ Styles and some of those other guys that he's fought. I actually do think it's gonna be Gunther. I think they've been waiting, sitting on it, and I think this is gonna be the thing where they have. It's gonna be kind of like when Brock Lesnar beat Undertaker at WrestleMania, and everyone, not that anyone will be shocked at this one, but maybe it'll give him the push that they're hoping to get from him. I don't know. The fans don't seem to be taking to Gunther. I don't know if it's because he's European or what, but they just don't like him. He's not getting over as well as he probably should, but I don't know. I think it's going to be Gunther.
They don't like Gunther because he's old school. He beats the shit out of people. He doesn't do any high flying stunts. He's not jumping off the top rope, doing backflip 360 quarter turn twists, elbow drops. He just slaps the shit out of his opponent. It's old school, just bare knuckle type, wrestling, and they don't like that. And his promos are kind of boring, but like to the old school fans, that's the type of star we want. You know what I mean?
What you got, Edward?
I don't think I haven't watched any of this, but I'll tell you this right now. I don't think the fans would have any problem if he was old school, if he could cut a promo. Because the thing about it is that Ric Flair wasn't overly exciting, but the man could get a pop, and the man could cut a serious promo. Just saying. I would just keep my mouth shut moving forward.
The most surprising thing though is Grande Americano. He's Kaiser, who's German, pretending to be Mexican, who's pretending to be an American. He speaks fluent Spanish. He's so over in AAA in the Hispanic community. It's not even funny. Dude goes on to lose to Jasper Troy in a speed championship match. Jasper Troy, the guy who had 5 seconds of fame on LFG, the Legends and Future Greats show with The Undertaker, had 3 matches on NXT and has disappeared since. Beats the hottest thing in wrestling for a mid-card. I don't know, it's not even mid-card, like the speed championship. It's a YouTube-only championship. They don't even televise it.
I was thinking that it might be kind of cool. I don't know if he can still go nowadays. He's kind of banged up, but somehow, some way, if they could have pulled Kurt Angle out to go full circle on the ruthless aggression thing from when they seen it first got going, just to have it kind of come all the way back to that and have a nice blow off after all this time, and actually give I think Kurt Angle his last like WWE moment. I know they like in his last match against like Corbin Burnson or whatever the hell his name is. What's his fucking name?
You had it.
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin. Close enough, buddy.
He's like a shit.
Corbin Burnson from Major League.
Yeah,
yes.
from Major
Roger
League.
Dawn. Olay.
Bro, but speaking of that, man, the internet has dubbed this era, this Netflix era, because it is so horrible, as the ruthless depression era.
Yeah, I've seen that. I saw like a Instagram story of like all the different angles that they started, and then just stopped. Like,
yep.
There was like there's like no conclusion to it.
Yep. And like 90% of them involved The Rock.
Oh, terrible.
What are we gonna do, fellas?
I think that the wrestling in whole is in a sad state of affairs because like you said, the WWE, they're outpricing, families to go, and with the allure of it being a big ticket price is not exactly what it's been geared to for the last, I don't know, 100 years. Let's just say it's hashtag wrestling for the poor, Phantom. You know it.
Don't forget it.
It's the days of you bringing your grandmother, the kids, the whole family's getting in the old Blackjack Mulligan program. Load up the car with your grandmother, the ugly kids, the wife, the whole thing. That's long gone. But as far as AEW, I just think that the booking's not consistent, different than WWE. They don't know how to make stars. And they don't know how to tell a story that will hook you to watch week to week. There's only so much violence you can do. Eventually, once you've seen a car crash, there's only so many weeks you can watch a car crash. It's that type of thing. You have to have a baseline of what you're doing, and then pop certain angles here and there. Just not everything's over the top. Not everybody needs a storyline. If like I said, if it's sports based, you should have matches that aren't uh part of a storyline, but branch off into, hey, this guy's working his way up the card. This person's in the contention not for a heavyweight title because he hasn't won enough matches for a heavyweight title. He's in the mid card. And I don't know if you guys saw that, the national heavyweight title. Did you hear about that? They're bringing back the national heavyweight title, but the problem is the NWA already has their national heavyweight title. So there's a back and forth between AEW and the NWA where they're, that somebody's butt hurt somewhere. And I hope they just, if it was a mistake and they don't realize that it's currently being used, they should do some kind of storyline where who's the real national champion, and maybe they can cross promote a little bit, pop like kind of how TNA is doing it with WWE, and get
Sounds like stuff that used to happen in the territories down in Memphis, Andy.
Oh, it's just, I mean, the stuff, if you're drawn to it, yeah, nothing ever gets old if there's a statute of limitations for how long there. What's a good, in your opinion, for wrestling, storyline wise? Like, this the El Grande American thing has been done a bunch of times over the course of what is the limit before you can use an angle again? Do you think 10 years where generations kind of you phase out?
Forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? 10-year window?
Yeah, 10-year window, or I mean, if it works and it's hot and people buy into it, no time limit.
Yeah.
I mean, this shit started with Chad Gable, and we were like, kind of on the fence. Kaiser, he gets hurt. Kaiser does it, starts speaking Spanish to the crowd. All of a sudden, he's a fucking star, man. Like,
well, it's like they
crazy.
dropped the ball with the social media stuff, like him and Tiffy Time break up.
Yeah.
So why don't they do an angle like he's Kaiser and he's with her, but then when he wears the mask, he's with the new girlfriend in Mexico or whatever, and just kind of like if they really broke up, just make money off of it, do something with it.
Yeah, they never even acknowledged the
showing
breakup.
up with that other chick, and everybody's like, "Oh, I thought Tiffany Stratton was his like real life girlfriend," and they didn't do nothing with it.
Nothing.
I guess maybe sometimes it's too raw, or like they don't want to do that kind of shit, but.
Yeah, maybe Charlotte Flair wasn't just cutting a promo, right? Or she said your boys in my DM
with it.
Like it's money. That shit was fire, man. And they did nothing.
Look at the Matt Hardy and Edge. That was huge. You couldn't wait to see those guys have a match just to see if they were gonna start really fighting.
Yo, I did see a story that WWE was playing with AI storytelling to try to book their matches. And in this one particular example, they used AI to predict the 2026 Royal Rumble winner as Jey Uso. A week later, after I saw that story, Jey Uso won the goddamn Battle Royale to be Punk's opponent for the World Heavyweight Championship. And when they shared the clip on their YouTube channel of Jey Uso winning the Battle Royale, it got like 70,000 thumbs downs. Like,
that guy fell from grace.
Bro, fell off. It got so many thumbs downs that, of course, Punk eventually won. And then the next day, Jey Uso was apparently like under the influence of some alcohol in the match, and possibly when he posted to Instagram with a big like middle finger to all the fans. So yeah, dude was wasted. Like Punk splashed him with water to like wake him up, and like really took a shot and kicked him in the head after he botched the neck breaker.
Like, don't you think that falls into that category of the Jeff Hardy thing where it's like you can't be just professional for an hour. You know what I mean? Right. It's like almost like your kids playing sports. You just can't be dialed in for that 1 hour. That you can't give me an hour of your time with all this other stuff. And plus, they're getting uberly paid now. Some of these guys, I don't get it. I think some of the guys the guys that they should do stuff with, and then other guys get all kinds of chances and they blow it all the time. But
I don't know. I think I played some of my best hockey coming from the Foxy.
Ooh. Ooh. No statute of limitations on that one there, Phantom?
I'm all right.
So How about we segue away from the wrestling and we'll start talking some sports. Thomas, you're gonna hit us with some shitty picks so we can get into the sports talk.
Okie dokie. Hold on a minute. All right, Tom Shitty Picks is brought to you by W Energy. W Energy was born from humble beginnings, an idea sparked in a small apartment when their founder Anthony set out to take on the energy drink giants, aka Big Energy. After trying a big name competitor's product and being disappointed by the taste and poor quality ingredients, Anthony knew he could do better, so he dove deep into formulation, mastering the ingredients, flavors, and performance to create an energy drink that works without the jitters, crashes, sugars, artificial dyes, or calories. W launched with just one flavor and reinvested every penny to grow. And now they've created 15 plus custom made flavors enjoyed by thousands of loyal customers every month. So are you ready to break free from Big Energy? Go to www.w.gg and use code 1973podcast at the checkout for 10% off of your order. W Energy, no jitters, no crash, just pure focus. Now back to the 1973 podcast.
All right, Thomas, hit us with a fantasy pick for this week.
Well, if we're going fantasy pick, I'm going to have to go with the game of the week in college football. My Oklahoma Sooners are playing the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Roll Tide.
And if we're going fantasy, screw it. With OU to win. I'm going to hedge all my bets on the quarterback Mateer and OU's improved defense I think it's going to be a close game. I think they're going to win by 3.
Hold on, let me go get my Ole Miss swag real quick.
Is that like a southern autism thing? The people that say Roll Tide.
Oh yeah, they took too much Tylenol.
Is that like a thing? Because I don't know.
No, it's definitely a thing. Like me and my buddy Lamont, he's a white dude, by the way, with the name Lamont.
Don't believe it.
We would go to bars in Tuscaloosa and like just be dicks, like bumping into people, spilling drinks, and before anybody could pop off at us, we'd be like, "Go Roll Tide," and they'd be like, "Bet, Roll Tide," and it was like instant forgiveness, bro. It was wild.
Brad, we need to confirm this story with a picture of your friend.
I gotta find it. We don't talk anymore because I stole Jess, my wife, from him. Kind of is a thing. So,
Really?
but yeah,
Wow.
I got pictures.
Well, that's a story right there. Roll Tide.
Yeah, there's a story. Roll Tide. I said Roll Tide to him, but he's not a Bama fan, so it didn't hold up.
Thomas, stop laughing. Thomas, stop laughing.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, I was, hey,
We're
getting married, buddy. Like Roll Tide, right? He wasn't down for that. He was mad. So I don't know.
You're a smooth operator, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I was, man. Back in my prime.
The second
Now
time, right?
Now I can't get rid of her. Roll Tide.
Oh,
yeah.
The second time or the first time, Brad?
So I'm like calling Lamont, like, yo, you want her back, bro? Like, Roll Tide. She's never gonna see this. It doesn't matter. I can say what I want.
You may want to start that car with the door open.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the frying pan to come into the picture.
Yeah, I can say what I want. She'll never watch this.
Don't you usually just do this, Brad? Wasn't that the thing?
No, it's not the 1950s anymore, man.
Oh.
That's frowned upon.
No, not in the Portuguese community, Branko. Ed, you wanted to talk some foosball?
Oh yeah, man. How about them Patriots now? How about that?
Drake May looking like the truth.
They got like the easiest schedule in like the last 25 years.
Yeah, well,
it is easy, but
pretty much the easiest schedule besides the Philadelphia Eagles for the last best.
Not that easy. They're not playing the Cowboys.
The Eagles have a pretty easy schedule.
On that one.
The Cowboys are cooked. That's not even nothing to talk about, bro. They're so cooked. I don't care who they sign in free agency. We're done.
So, Brad, I'd like to get your take on the old Michael Parsons trade. I'd like to hear your take on that, and yours too, Ryan.
We won that trade.
Yeah, I feel like we won it.
Well, maybe.
Hey, he hasn't done shit.
Yeah, I feel like he had some lower back issues that wasn't fully disclosed to Green Bay when they made that trade. And then we used our draft picks to go get Quinnen Williams, which we've been looking at for like the last 2 or 3 years anyway. And the Jets were just hurt enough and we were down enough to finally make it happen. And we had the collateral to do it. So, but Micah Parsons had like 1 sack, 2 sacks since he got traded to Green Bay. He doesn't fit their system. He doesn't fit their
Yeah.
scheme. They haven't game planned anything for him. At least when he was with Dallas and he had Dan Quinn as the coach, they came up with stuff to get him more involved and to be a force on the field. And with Green Bay, he's just a rotational piece. He's just part of the defense. He hasn't done anything. I think the last game they had, he had like half a tackle. It was like some really low, obscure stat. So I ain't mad at it. I was mad it originally. I was a little pissed. If I'm gonna be honest.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. But now it's this team is in such shambles for the first time in like 15 or 20 years that like what can Jerry do to surprise me next?
But they're not the Jets.
Yeah, but they're not the Jets. Pretty close. Pretty close. We're not the Giants yet.
No.
But we're close. It's getting there.
Right. What do you have you heard anything about the guy that committed suicide from Dallas, Nealon? We haven't really heard too much up here about it.
Marshawn Nealon, it's just that he was he had like manic depression or whatever, bipolar disorder. I think substance abuse and stuff was kind of mixed into it too. But yeah, really unfortunate, sad story because the dude had a scoop and score on Monday Night Football and had a really bright future. One of the few bright spots we had on the defense, man. And um, allegedly the girlfriend is pregnant. I don't know if I'm buying into that. Like she's coming out saying she's pregnant right after his death and wanting to GoFundMe started. Let me see the baby and then I'll donate money. You know what I mean? And to get a paternity test. I want to know it's his. Um, but yeah, really sad, man. Like just and it's men's mental health month too. And it's just to have that happen is kind of shines a light. It doesn't matter where you're at, how powerful or how much money you make. Shit can go down pretty quick. So really unfortunate.
All right, I got a question for Thomas, and then I'll bring it through the rest of the panel. So, do you gentlemen think that there should be something done about the NIL stuff going on in college football nowadays, Thomas?
Absolutely. It's gotten too out of hand. They have to put some sort of cap on it to make it. Otherwise, you're going to have the same five teams in the having the best teams, and they're going to be like just like juggernaut feeder systems and just do away with the college tournaments and just because it's going to be the same five teams. Texas A&M, Texas, those are like the two biggest NIL teams, I believe, in college. And you already see Texas A&M just in the last couple of years how good they've gotten. I mean, it's just to me they have to do something to it because it's making it hard for the other 100 and whatever it is 60 schools in the NCAA.
Well, we were kind of already like in that situation though when they were just getting it from the boosters. It was always those same teams that were always good. The teams that all the Bamas, the big time teams, Texas. So I mean, to me, I think I don't mind that the guys are getting some kind of payment, especially if these teams are using their names. But I think that no one guy on the team should be deemed more important than the other guys on the team. So if you're playing for a Bama, or if you're playing for Michigan, Penn State, Notre Dame, I think that all the guys that are on that team, if they're generating $10 million, then there should be a split of that $10 million between the guys, all the guys that are on the team, because why should just like the guy that's the quarterback get all the money and then like the lineman ain't getting shit,
I think Arch Manning is the perfect example of your argument. Like the highest paid, I don't know if he is anymore, but at one time, highest paid NIL athlete, and he was second string. He wasn't even starting. He was making more than than Quinn Ewers was as a starting quarterback. And now that he is the starting quarterback, Texas ain't that impressive. They're extremely beatable. Texas A&M looks damn good. I think they're still undefeated, right? They're one of the only undefeateds. Um, but NIL just gave parity to a system that was already doing it underneath the table anyway. So, and if NIL, if it was so unlimited and so great and so wonderful, then Ole Miss would be undefeated and we'd be a national freaking champion already, right? You still got to have a coach. You still got to make them play. And the kids, even though they're getting paid, they still got to hit the weight room. They still got to hit the books. They still got to study film. They still have to execute. And I think if anything, like if I'm an 18, 19-year-old kid and I'm making $2 million just for existing, who's to say that kid's going to have the drive and motivation to be the best? You still got to coach it out of him, man. Right? Like, uh, and we're seeing that in real time, I think, with this Texas team, man. Like with Arch Manning, people thought this guy, Arch Manning, was gonna be the truth. That this is going to be an undefeated team, national championship caliber. And bro, they struggle. They have been struggling.
Well,
They're
his
not the
but he
team
went
we
up
thought.
against one of the best NFL coaches, defensive coordinators that there is. First
Yeah,
of all,
you still got to have coaches. You still got to have personnel. You still have coordinators. You still got to have all the pieces. Football is a team sport, 100%. Like, but I also like what you said, Phantom. Like, you're making all this money, and I'm supposed to be the best quarterback there is, and I'm not producing. My O line ain't getting paid shit. Maybe one or two of those guys got a mattress deal, or a car, or
Right.
like some a sponsorship from the local HVAC company, right? Something, some alum that has a business and they kicked them some side money, or free vouchers to the steakhouse whenever you hit the Golden Corral, right? But like if I'm blocking for that dude, and I know I'm like MFer, you're making $2 million and you're throwing interceptions all game and you ain't throwing a touchdown. Like, I'm gonna have some words. I'm not taking that shit. I'm not gonna
If
block for you.
if the money keeps growing like it's growing, why would you don't even need to go to the NFL?
You
I'll stay
don't,
playing. I'll stay
man.
playing college ball for 5 years and living that college life. You're already a millionaire. So essentially, you're already a pro before you even go to the pros.
I don't think
I won't
Arch
even go in the
Manning.
draft. I'd like blow off the draft and wait a year until I become a
Yep.
free agent, and then just go to whatever team I want to go to.
I don't think Arch Manning is in any rush to get to the NFL because he's getting paid more than he'll make as a rookie
Yeah.
quarterback.
and why would you want to go get drafted by the Jets anyway?
Right?
Well, now you can force their hand.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I think one of the biggest problems that they have too is this. It's become like this ultimate free agency type of thing, and the players need to, it's like, hey, you need to stay at these places for, like 1 or 2 years if you're getting these big contracts and type of thing. I also think that there needs to be some sort of a salary cap too, because I
Oh, for
mean,
sure.
because the thing about it is just that there's the haves and the have-nots, and bottom line is on NFL teams there's the haves and the have-nots too. There's the 22 starters, and then there's everybody else. And it's I mean these guys are supposed to be scholar athletes, not athlete scholars. I
Mhm.
mean there's a thing on YouTube. The athletes at the University of Alabama, they they spend over $180,000 on each athlete, not just the football team. That's
Man.
all the athletes that go to the University of Alabama because of the amount of money that they spend on them. That's a lot of money, man, to spend on.
I did see a thing where they were saying that these universities, I don't know if it's the NCAA, is trying to say like you can't generate that kind of cash and then just put it all towards like your football team. It has to be like even Stevens across your whole sports program, from the golf to the basketball to even if you don't have big time programs that I guess like the lower teams at the school are saying like that we should get our fair cut of that as well. So
Yep.
that's going to cut into a lot of the money with some of these schools, especially the ones that aren't generating like billions and billions of dollars worth of revenue
But,
coming
but
in.
the thing about it is that the reason why a lot of this money can happen is because of the TV contracts that football has.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Let's be honest. I mean, and I don't mean this, but how many people fill the stadium to go see, number one, a chemistry experiment, and I hope somebody realizes the reference of that from a particular movie. But I mean, how many people, are 50, 60, 70, 103, 107, and 110,000 people showing up to watch a women's soccer game? And I'm not saying that to be a joke. I'm saying that to be
Yeah,
truthful. I
you
mean,
are.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No. How many people are going? Are they filling a stadium to watch men's tennis? I mean, are they filling up a stadium, 110,000 people to watch men's golf? I mean, they're not. So, I mean, and college golf doesn't generate money for the NCAA, So, I mean, the NCAA is just a puppet. In my book, they really don't do much of anything. I mean, in my opinion, they punish schools for things that were done 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. They're punishing kids that are there now for something that somebody else did. I don't agree with that. That's not right. Punish the people that were there. You know,
Yeah.
their investigations take too long, and you know, I mean, in my opinion, they've truly kind of gone outside their lane on why they were actually basically brought together and started in the first place. Because the reason why the NCAA was started was because football players were dying on the field back in the early 1900s. That's
Just to add to that, I just found out this week that only D1 schools can offer athletic scholarships. D2,
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
That's news to me.
that's been for a long time. Yep.
Yeah.
So if you go to a D3 school to play sports, it's on an academic scholarship. They
Yep.
can still offer you a scholarship, but it has to be through academics.
Yep.
And the other thing I didn't know too is places like Tabor Academy, they're not allowed to recruit kids. You have to do your own recruiting to get into one of those schools. They cannot recruit kids at all. I did not know that. I did not know that you have to self promote yourself or through a third party to go to one of those schools for they'll pay for you to go, but
Yeah.
they can't offer anything like by recruiting. Two things I did not know.
I think that's the that stuff falls under the old school. I never talked to you, but come knock on my door.
You're gonna have a gold Trans Am bought by your grandmother out parked out front.
Yeah, these things pop up with the way that the internet is now with social media, all things that whether it's something that how to put something in the crock pot or how to split atoms, it's all on there. You just gotta find it.
The thing I think that bothers me more than anything else, I don't like the money part of it. Doesn't really bother me. I just don't. I don't like the guys jumping ship.
Yeah.
Like you're a big man. You want to go to Bama, and there's like 3 top quarterbacks that are going there, and you end up being number 3, and they paid your way. I think you should have to stay there. I don't think you should be able to leave and I'm going to go to Tennessee and then take the job from a kid that went there the right way. And it's like, I don't know. There's no honor in it. It's like, whatever, make your bed. You wanted to go there, that you should have to stay there.
Yeah,
Or
but coaches jump
sit
ship.
out a year or whatever. If you're gonna sit out a year, and when you go to the other school, you can't get any money. It's like you already
Coaches
got
jump ship literally in the middle of the season and abandon everybody they recruit. Like they don't even wait for the end of the season.
What's that?
They'll right now they're talking about Lane Kiffin dipping out, right?
That was what I was going to ask you. Do you think he's going to the Giants or what?
Nah, I don't think he's gonna go back pro football. He's a god. He's a legend. He's the next Saban in the making. He's got to find the program and the team. I don't think Ole Miss is that. We're not big enough. We don't have a big enough draw. We don't have a big enough audience. We don't have enough boosters. Truthfully, I wish we were that. He's gonna go to LSU. He wants LSU, Florida, or Bama. He wants one of the big ones, and he'll get the booster support, and he'll pull in the people, and he'll make it the next dynasty. And Lane Kiffin's good for college football, man. He is. Without Lane Kiffin, I think ratings for college football would be down not down in the dumps, but they would be lower than they are now. He makes it fun. He makes it interesting. But right now, it's like, I don't know, even if we make the playoffs, if this guy is going to be there to take us through the playoffs. Because if Florida or LSU comes up and is like, hey, here's the money. Right now, you're coming. Forget that team. He has no obligation to finish the season. None.
Well, speaking of LSU, let's talk about Mr. Brian Kelly. I'm gonna kick this one to Ryan because Ryan made a big face. So I'm gonna kick it to Ryan.
Yeah, dude, not a fan. Not a fan. Glad to see him have to pack his shit. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys, it's like it's a persona. I think that guy's legitimately like an asshole. He just rubs me the wrong way. I just do not care for him.
Worst pick for an LSU football team in the history of LSU. Didn't understand the fan base. Didn't understand the culture in Louisiana. Where is he from anyway? Because like at least come down and like fake an accent. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna bond with these people.
You know how he started? He started off in politics. You know that, right?
I didn't know that.
Started
Yeah.
in politics. He
To
worked for somebody's
tell you
campaign.
the type of guy he is, when Kyron Lacey killed himself, he never talked to the family once, according to the dad. The dad said the guy that's the interim coach right now, he said was the only one from the school that actually contacted him to reach out to them.
That's messed up.
He
That's a
did the,
sad story
he,
altogether,
and he
dude.
did the same thing to the kid that died on the scaffolding at Notre Dame. He never even reached out for him at all. Like he never
Yeah.
reached out for the family or whatever. I mean, like that's I don't know, man. Like these are college kids, man. Like they're not
Yeah.
professional athletes, and I'll tell you this right now. Watching that game when he was coming unraveled, and it was I knew he was getting fired that night after that game. In the middle of that game, just how he was behaving, and just you could see that the team just had no life whatsoever. Like they all just had like this deer in the headlights look when he talked to them. They were just like, dude, just shut up, you know. And he's just so disingenuous. He made the same basic clip that he had when he got to Notre Dame when he went to LSU. The only thing he did was change the logos behind it.
Mm.
So, all right, that's my wrap on football.
I got to
Not a good guy.
ask the professor and the Phantom about the thoughts on the Hall of Fame inductions.
Oh, pretty
What
pretty
do you
good.
think?
Pretty good. That was definitely a solid class. You figure you got, but before I even talk about the class, how about Bettman in his speech calling Joe Thornton Dumbo instead of Jumbo? You see that?
Yep.
What a donkey.
Yep.
But other than that, you got Duncan Keith. I'll start with him. He's like an all timer just in this over this past decade with the Hawks. Chara, same thing. Jumbo gets in, can't argue his career. Then I've been beating the drum for Alexander Mulgilney for probably 5 years, so he finally got in. He's always been the one to me, like just it's like that Russian factor. Sometimes I think the Russians always get the back seat from, like, I don't know if it's more the Canadian media or what, but like he already had the stats, he had the cup, and he was like one of the first Russians to come over. Like he defected, like he actually had to like risk his life to come here and play. And it's like you would think they would like recognize that, like the door that he opened for so many of these Russian players after like Slava did. So that part's crazy. And like usually like we're always giving the ladies a hard time, but even both ladies that went in, both studs for Canada and US with Botterill and Deca. And then my man Jack Parker from BU.
Yep.
That guy's put a nice little feeding system into the NHL, so he finally got his due too. So that's like pretty much solid of a class as you could get. I didn't have beef with like any of them. I thought they were all deserving. There's usually a couple in there that you're like, what the hell? Why? I don't think it's so much a lot of times that the people that get in, you don't think they deserve it. But it's like you always kind of look at the list of the ones that like aren't there yet. And then you start going like, how are they putting him in before this guy? I don't think you can really argue much with any of the ones that they really put in. I think they're all like first ballot guys, even Mulgilney, even though it's all these years later.
The thing that I'm finding funny, Ryan, now is when you look at the guys, the length of the player isn't as long as the older guys. So it's reverse with what you talk about with the pro wrestling aspect.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys that are getting snubbed years ago for the Hall of Fame are now looking better than the guys that are numbers wise now. Because the careers are so much shorter and the stats are so much lower.
Yeah.
So some of these guys that haven't gotten in, now they're getting more of the spotlight because they're looking at the length of the career, the Stanley Cups, and the points compared to some of these guys that are just playing 5 seasons and then they disappear because the league is so watered down now. Yeah. So it's a good, the guys that were always on the cusp, like say like a Ron Hextall, and I'm not using that for an
Yeah, yeah.
example for other reasons, but could be a Hall of Famer now compared to some of the guys that, he with all the Grant Fuhrs that have gone in and the Jerry Cheevers that have gone in. Yeah, he wasn't those guys, but he is better than some of the guys that have come after him. So,
Yeah.
there's thought for some of these. I want the guys to go in while they're still around. I just hate them not going in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's just such a waste when they've passed, and it just loses something. The speech, the whole pouring of emotions with the stories and things like that. Speaking of stories, the Joe Thornton story. Did you hear that about the bonding experience with the Sharks when he became captain? What he did? Did you hear that story?
No.
Yeah, Brad will like this one. So when Joe Thornton became the captain of the Sharks, he told the guys that the practice facility, because they couldn't do it at the actual arena. He told the janitors or the facilities guys, I want all the stalls taken out of the bathroom. He wanted it all open, and they
Jail
did.
style?
Yep. So the urinals were all open, and the Johns were all open.
Now I know why they called them Jumbo Joe.
So he said that he did it so that all the guys could bond.
Oh wow, that's
That's some bonding.
That's spoken like a man that came up from junior Canadian hockey.
yeah. I'm gonna try that at work one day. Hey, we're taking the doors off the stalls, fellas.
Not just the doors, the partitions too, Brad.
Yeah, we're fixing the bond.
You gotta be careful.
Like Keith Junior High School showers. Eight shower heads, about 30 kids in there.
So I thought that was a great story. I think he had talked about that story on a podcast he had done during the week before going into the Hall of Fame. I thought that was worthy, but we'll segue away from the sports to talk about something that is worthy. Tinfoil hat. It's been a while, Bradford. You gotta get that popcorn machine going, get that Jiffy Pop, get all that tinfoil, get the rabbit ears on top of the house. Let's go. Tom, want to lead us in?
For Brad's tinfoil hat conspiracy of the week is brought to you by the book Loving Elliot, a fitting tribute to undying love, written by our very own Andy Clark. It's available on Amazon.com. Elliot was the oldest special needs Jack Russell Terrier when he sadly passed away at the age of 21.
Buy a book, cheap fucks.
Yeah, buy a book. Look, if you love dogs, there's a book for you. This shit made me cry. I'm not even kidding. Anyway, tinfoil hat. Let's talk about the emails. You guys know what I mean when I say the emails. There are tons and tons of emails dropping daily implicating Trump with Jeffrey Epstein. So there was one email. I don't know how true this is, right? If this may have just been a meme, I don't know. But there's an email that gets pretty explicit saying that Trump gave Shill Blinton the Oval Office treatment. And I don't know. I don't know how true that is, right? And emails can be faked. They can be it's circumstantial evidence, right? Because you got to be able to prove that somebody was there at his computer sending this email at that date and time, right? Anybody can hack an email. The FBI could be putting in their best work and just I don't want to say their best work. It's pretty mediocre if I'm being honest with you. And just kind of typing these things up and putting it out there as fact, right? But I do think it's funny that one came out referencing Trump going to Epstein's house for Thanksgiving in 2017, which is weird because he was elected in 2017 or some shit, right? His first term. So like his whole first presidency is like based on a lie. It's crazy. If this stuff is true, man, even if he didn't partake in the island festivities, the fact that he is going to Thanksgiving dinner with Epstein in 2017 and the guy was arrested in 19 and then smirked a few months later under Trump's watch, I'm like, come on, man. What am I supposed to do with this story, man? If people say I'm the crazy one, they say I'm the conspiracy theorist, man. This is like something out of a Tom Clancy novel at this point, man. It's wild, man. I don't know what to make of it. Somebody
Brad,
get me off my soapbox.
I,
This is
I, I like
crazy.
I like how like both sides like nobody wants to touch it. So
Nobody.
they'll start releasing like, oh, we got these emails. Hey, you want to release them all? Oh no, we can't do that because both sides are all over the list both ways. So nobody wants a thing to come out except for a few oddballs that are like, oh yeah, put it out. I don't care. The
I
clean
did
ones.
see Candace Owens tweeted out, and she made a real good point. She said they, in parentheses, they are blackmailing Trump. And so when they want something out of him, they'll sprinkle a little email, they'll sprinkle a little connection, they will sprinkle a little photo out, and they being a country I can't reference because we'll all probably get a visit from the FBI if I say their name on a podcast. Because we're that country now. We're not allowed to say it. That's
let's
crazy,
Crazy
man.
day. Like if they want to catch that guy, do they have to like attach him to like emails at Epstein's Island? Like they don't got nothing on him like during those pageants or anything. Like
That's what I'm
it's gonna be
saying.
that
Like
hard to dig out some young chick somewhere.
they have to, yeah, they're going straight to Epstein's Island, which seems like an obvious like course of action, right? Because there's so many names on that list. But the pageants, Trump Tower, New York City escapades connected to hookers and working women and underage girls, there's stories out there. And the best they're coming up with is Epstein. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we can get better evidence, more so than a guy that allegedly took his own life in jail under Trump's watch.
Let,
You know,
let's ask the opinion of somebody that voted for Trump. Thomas, what do you think of this?
I want to know if you guys have been watching South Park because that's been hilarious all season.
Ed, want to weigh in?
Have you been watching South Park?
no, I haven't watched
Oh
South Park
God,
since
dude, you guys got
Mr.
to watch
Handy
this whole
Food.
season. Is all ripping the president, and this past week's episode especially had him doing something. I'm not even gonna say what he did, but let's just say it was with JD Vance.
Oh,
Ooh.
Ed, care to weigh in?
Nope.
Just like that, just a hard
Nope.
no.
That's a hard no, dog.
it's
I'm gonna go progressive commercial with you. Boom, boom, woof, woof, woof. No.
it's such a wild time that on Veterans Day, Trump hosted the president of Syria in the White House. He didn't host any veterans. He hosted the prime minister, whatever he calls himself, the dictator, the lord of Syria, who is an ex Al Qaeda operative, who is responsible for killing hundreds of women and children and U.S. service members. Spent time in Abu Ghraib, in military prisons in Iraq and in Baghdad. Was like on our top 10 or top 20 FBI most wanted list when they had the deck of cards. Like I'm pretty sure he was like on one of them. Um, somehow is now the leader of Syria's the country of Syria. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Was that the dudes that he was spraying the perfume on?
Maybe.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
He had like I don't know what country they were from, like 5 guys, and somehow he had this thing that looked like it was like men's cologne. So he's got it in his hand, and he goes up to the first guy, and it's like he just starts fucking hitting him in the neck with it. Give him a couple of shots. Then everybody in the room got hit with it.
That was wild.
It was. And I was like, their faces were like, "What the fuck you doing?" It was so funny.
It had to be the Arabs because they got a smell to them, but like,
oh man,
that they don't wear deodorant. They don't wear deodorant. You know, that's hilarious. I'm gonna have to look that one up, man. Jesus.
So I don't even know if I can do this.
And he can't even talk right now.
So let's wrap up this Very good.
I want to just step in here for 1 second. This show is
Yeah, he just gave you the mean Jane Dancer machine.
Hey, cha 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 cha.
Exit stage left.
Entertainment purposes only.
Ed, you can't start this week's shout out so we can wrap up this robust episode.
I don't get nothing, man.
Nothing.
No.
You don't want to even shout out to all the guys down at work.
No. I got nothing.
Shout out HR.
I'll give a shout out this week. Well, happy Veterans Day to Brad. Give Brad a happy Veterans Day.
Hell yeah! What'd you get me?
Nothing. You came on the pod.
God damn it!
The pod for you.
Thank you for your service, Brad.
You're welcome.
Should we all do the salute? Get one going. The other shout out is it's a good one. I was telling Ed before we went on the air, we hit our 20th NHL alumni interview, and I just thought that was pretty cool that we've hit a kind of a milestone with that. That's a good milestone, and it's been a lot of fun, and I love getting back with the guys though. It's good times. We've laughed, talked. That it's been a while, so I'm happy that we did one of these after a few weeks of not doing them. So that's my diatribe shout out for this week. Thomas, what do you got?
Give a shout out to a friend of the podcast and my brother from another mother, Darren. He got picked to go in March. He goes to Washington, D.C. to go speak to senators about kidney transplants and trying to make them more affordable and try to get the health companies to help take some of the costs away. They've got enough people in that situation. They have enough stress going on right now. Try to relieve the stress with a little bit of help from the companies. Darren, I've known from watching what he went through. It's tough, and so he got picked, and I know he's going to do a good job. I'm proud of him.
Phantom.
I'm going to change my shout out. I'm going to shout out, not really a shout out, but recognize the passing of Mel Bridgman because Andy forgot to mention it. All-time Flyer great, first GM of the Ottawa Senators, and a Hall of Fame
mustache. Yep.
So,
I forgot to mention it. Mel Bridgman, R.I.P. Bradford, you got the last spot on the shout out, so make it good.
Want to shout out the homies. It's been a while. It's been a long while. We gotta keep this train rolling, guys. I did see a thing. My friend Steve-O sent me an Instagram reel about how the homies in the group chat, instead of group chatting, they'll send like a weekly video chat check-in. I forget what they called it. They had some like weird Gen Z name for it. Anyway, I was like, hey, that's kind of what we do, you know? So that's cool. We invented that. So suck it, Gen Z.
So that being said, suck it, Gen Z, and we'll see you when we see you.